Hello one and all, this is my reaction review and cook on video by the Grace of the Gods, Season 2, Episode 1. And I've got to say, I am fairly surprised right now. I mean, don't be wrong, I really did enjoy the first season. It was this great, chill, relaxed anime to watch, after a very long, very stressful day, like the one I just had, and just decompose and relax, and I loved it for that. But I did not see anybody talking about it. And when I first heard we were getting a second season, the reaction I saw was mostly, just genuine surprise. Nobody was expecting a second season, and a lot of people had already completely forgotten about this anime, but here we are, and I am certainly looking forward to it. Also, just thing I want to mention right now is the fact that the anime is a very different beast from the manga and light novel. Now, I'm not going to go into all the differences, and I probably won't do a series of videos talking about those differences, but let's just say the anime really sanded down a lot of the darker edges found in the manga and light novel. And, also just completely cut out the B story. Yeah, the end of every volume of the light novel is actually a chapter that takes place, back on Earth, showing what's going on, with Ryoma's old company. And it is not great. It is very bad. Honestly, that could be a video all to itself, but the company does not do very well without Ryoma for a whole mess of reasons. And again, that might actually be a video down the road, because there's some stuff about Ryoma and his life back on Earth that I really want to rant about. But anyway though, for now, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Dude, you own the freaking store. You're allowed to be a little bit late. You're also like 10, that also gives you a reason to be late. Oh, and you live, just so far outside of town. That gives you, 3 solid reasons to be late. Oh, I love they call him manager. Oh, that is precious. That is so precious. I mean, he does have the mind of like a 40-year-old man inside of him, but, everyone else is an 8 or 10-year-old little boy. Oh, Ryoma, I love you. Oh yeah, I forgot about those two. They are essentially assassins. Yeah, I don't really remember if the anime brought this up or not, but these two are former assassins. And Ryoma realized, literally instantly, hey, you two spent your entire life being trained to kill people. Want to come work at my laundromat? Oh, I love his logic. I love his logic. Though he is somehow way more deadly than they are. Yeah, that does absolutely explain it. Ryoma is utterly and completely obsessed with slimes. Seriously, the anime actually really cuts this down, but he will just rant about them for hours on end if nobody stops him. He spends so many pages of the light novel just, reviewing them, studying them, like, oh, this slime evolved into that slime when I fed it this. Fascinating. I wonder what happens if I feed it this. It is actually really entertaining to read, and I would so recommend checking out the light novel. It is so good, and seriously, you will finish each volume in like a couple of hours with no breaks. You'll just be so enraptured in it. Oh, that is a very dirty look right there. I'm trying to figure out which of the many idiots that tick him off is this particular idiot, because yeah, there's a list. There is a very long list of people who have a problem with, a 10-year-old running a store. I do love just how the slimes are drawn in this anime. It is certainly not complex or advanced, but just seriously, all of them wobbling back and forth. It's so cute, and I freaking love it. Hi. Oh yeah, and Ryoma plays guitar in this fantasy world, which doesn't actually have guitars, but he managed to make one while living by himself in the woods. He is resourceful, I will certainly say that. And honestly, just him playing the guitar over the opening, it actually does make a lot of sense, and I really do like that. It's cool. Yeah, seriously, totally and completely obsessed with slimes. Okay, interesting. So we're seeing the Academy too. I kind of figured the anime might cut that because, yeah, the anime cut out a whole lot from season 1. Interesting. Oh wow, they even showed, what's her name's friends. Very interesting. Oh yeah, the merchants. The merchants absolutely love this kid because he just keeps coming up with insane product after insane product that makes them so much money. In fact, in one of the more recent volumes, light novel, he actually made a slime that, as first he says, can basically print money. As long as he has a slime, he will never need for money again for the rest of his life. Not actual money. It's not like a golden slime that can, pour out gold, but it pours out basically the equivalent of gold. Oh, I love that slime so much. We probably won't see that in this season, but maybe a third season down the road. I mean, unlikely, but hey, we got a second season, so who knows? Alright, I really did like that opening. If I remember correctly, I think season 1 had a really, really great closing song. I'm trying to remember, but I remember really liking it and listening to it every single time. And without episode 1, Ryoma and his new plan. That is very true. Ryoma hired employees so that he wouldn't need to run the laundromat, so he wouldn't need to be there all the time, and yet he still shows up earlier than anyone else and does most of the work for them, because this kid is a freaking workhorse. Again, 40-year-old man who spent his life working at a black company where he had to do way, way worse than this, so it's basically just his habit by this point. Oh! Interesting. Do we see them in the first season? I don't think we did. Those are the slime researchers. I love those three. Basically, all of them, research slimes at the Tamer Institute, and they were all fired because slimes are, as far as the world knows, utterly and completely useless, and there is, no benefit at all to taming slimes. And now they work in a freaking place that essentially prints money by having slimes clean clothing instantly and so efficiently. Oh, I love that. Also, those three are just so dumb. It's kind of wrong for me to pick on them, but even after all of the years and all the money they spent on slimes, they still know nothing about them. They don't know how big slimes are formed. They don't know that you can change how a slime evolves based on what it eats. They know essentially nothing, and it is... Oh, it is so painful when Ryoma actually has to explain these things to them. I love it. Ah! Okay, so it was this idiot! Awesome! Like I said, there are a lot of idiots who try to mess with Ryoma. This time it was just, these two who, very, very easily managed by the former assassin this dude has working for him. Yes, they were laughing at the idiots who just got their butt beaten by a little girl. Oh, not so little, but definitely smaller than them. Oh, God. Yeah, that is spotless, dudes. That is utterly and completely spotless. At least in the manga, Ryoma demonstrates how effective his cleaning slimes are by having them clean a goblin's loincloth, something believed to be the dirtiest thing in the entire world. So no matter what you do, you can't beat the cleaner slimes. They will make it utterly and completely spotless. Yeah, those two are complete and absolute idiots, and I love it. Hey, you even call them idiots. Awesome. You are both, and now you're trying to start swinging fists in this business. Holy mother of God above. How did you expect that to go for you? Seriously. I mean, I don't think you were expecting to be, knocked up and tied up by a former assassin, but at the very least, the town guard should have been called on you. Yeah, the cut to black. This is, not an expensive anime. They're clearly not given, a massive budget to animate things, and that cut to black was, a little bit disappointing right there. I'm going to the abandoned mines where I live and where I've been put in charge by the freaking Duke. Oh, this kid's lived such a strange life already, and I freaking love it. That's such a cute little house he has built in the middle of this freaking mine. Oh, that is very cool. Oh, right, those are alchemy symbols. For some reason in this world, you actually need to, like draw circles on the ground to perform alchemy. And actually, there's a reason for that. It's because one of the other worlders who came to this world wanted the ability to make gold, to, transmute gold from regular stones. And, he really, really annoyed the gods, so they just made this super simple system for him to understand so that he can make as much gold as he wanted. But then, after a while, after he died, nobody else could really figure out how to make it work because nobody else actually, knew the chemistry or whatever involved in alchemy, so it was basically considered a lost art. Now, anyone who says, oh, I work in alchemy is considered, a fraudster, someone who's trying to rip you off. Okay, that might not have seemed like much, but that was like a super powered fist. That could probably break through the rock wall and didn't even put a dent in this, slime glass. Also, glass. Very insanely expensive in this world. At one point down the road, Ryoma actually gets like a whole greenhouse of glass built, and when someone sees it, they, literally fall to their knees because something like that would have cost the equivalent of a freaking mansion. But here he's made it, literally instantly. Another reason why the merchants love him. Oh, that's a new slime. Let's see, sticky slime. I'm trying to think, I can't really remember which that one is. Oh, medicine slime. Oh yeah, he only taught spear mastery to the poison slimes, so it evolved from a poison slime. If I remember correctly, I think he accidentally dropped some medicine on the floor a while back. That slime ate it, and then he evolved into a medicine slime. I mean, poison and medicine are kind of the same thing based on, the dosage you give to someone, so it does make a certain level of sense. Yeah, slime evolutions are actually incredibly fascinating. I mean, the light novel goes into so much detail with this, but basically, every slime has a preference, something they really, really like. Some slimes like, poison, some slimes like the sticky stuff you got when he, killed caterpillars, some slimes, like eating rocks and weeds. And, if that slime eats enough of it, they will evolve into, poison slime, sticky slime, scavenger slime, whatever. And then they can further evolve again into something else, like this poison slime just evolved into a medicine slime. I think you can actually force slime to evolve into something they don't want to be, but it's a much longer process. And this is all, brand new knowledge to this world. Nobody knows that what a slime eats affects evolution besides Ryoma, even the three idiots before who literally spent years researching freaking slimes. Oh, I love it. I really do love the dark green of that. It's so different from every other slime and just really stands out. Oh, and we're even going into the different types of medicines slime can make. Awesome. Definitely thought that'd be cut out from the anime. Poison delayed effect. Holy mother of God, that is a terrifying thing that Ryoma can make in very, very large quantities. Oh, that's beautiful. And he even has a paralyzing agent with a delayed effect. Oh, Ryoma's a scary kid. Ryoma is a very, very scary kid. Oh, though antibacterial medicine, very, very useful in this world, and also not something people, actually know all that much about. Oh, I don't think... Did the anime actually cover this? I can't remember, but basically there was another otherworlder before Ryoma, like 300 years ago, who wanted to become the saintess, who wanted to be beloved by the people and cure all disease. And she was actually, really freaking good at it, but then, there were times when she couldn't save someone, she was too late, so on and so forth. And so what she did was essentially sacrifice her soul to cure all disease in the world for like 300 years. Which was, a really nice thing, a really great thing. But at the same time, everybody kind of sort of forgot about medicine during that period. And so now nobody knows anything about medicine. Oh, I love it. I freaking love it. I don't think he actually needs to touch the orb in the light novel or manga. I think he just needs to, sit in one of the pews, like close his eyes and just start praying. And he instantly gets teleported to the world of the gods, the divine realm where no man has ever stepped foot besides, him. Alright, so now we finally meet Tekun, the god of craftsmanship. And he's a really interesting god because when you get the blessing of Tekun, you get actually one of two different blessings. Either the blessing of craftsmanship or the blessing of alcohol. And as it turns out, everybody really badly wants that second blessing. I mean, the first one's nice and all, but any craftsman who is, good enough to actually earn his respect and be blessed by him doesn't actually need the blessing. And what's more, they would almost find it insulting to work with the blessing aiding them. They'd rather do it by themselves. But the blessing of alcohol is really cool because not only does it keep you from getting a hangover, but as long as you have that blessing, fine, rare, and expensive alcohol will find its way to you, all the time. And I think Ryoma has that blessing. If he doesn't already, then he'll have it by the end of this conversation. And as a result, whenever he goes anywhere, just fine alcohol just basically falls into his lap. In fact, at one point when he goes out to a bar and he says, "Oh, I have that blessing," they're like, "Oh, well then the first drink is free, because due to your blessing, we just happen to find some really rare alcohol." Oh, I love that. I freaking love that. Yeah, that's another thing. The gods can basically read your mind, which for a lot of people would be really, really awkward. But Ryoma is, such an honest person, it's never really much of an issue. God, he is so sad. So sad. Seriously, the circles under his eyes are just so utterly depressing. And he just died the most pathetic death ever. I think he, sneezed 3 times and, hit his head against the back of his bed and just, God above, that actually upset him more than dying. Him dying due to sneezing in his sleep upset him more than actually freaking dying, because he had such, confidence in his own body that dying in such a pathetic way was just, very, very upsetting. Yeah, this giant buff man spent his free time making anime figurines. Oh, Ryoma, you are so utterly precious. Oh, so we're seeing the full freaking pantheon here. Very cool. Very, very cool. God of Magic is one I'm very interested in. Very excited to hopefully see more of them down the road. Okay, so he is a guy for Nobelia, the god of magic. I wasn't sure about that because I'm pretty sure the latest volume of the light novel referred to him as she, so interesting? Yes, just a typo. Honestly, the light novels are not exceptionally well translated. There are certainly a few issues, and some of the sentences just really don't make sense unless you reread them a few times. Yeah, Fernobalia is not all that fond of otherworlders because they have a habit of just causing a whole bunch of chaos and insanity and destruction with their insane powers. Interesting. I'm trying to remember if I'm remembering this correctly or not, but I thought he and Ryoma had a whole bunch to drink together during this scene. They may have censored it because they don't want to show minors drinking in this anime, but I guess it could have been another moment, another time we meet down the road. I'm not sure about that, though. I definitely need to go back and reread the light novel for this. Yeah, I would not trust anyone else to hold that glass. This girl is terrifying. Utterly and completely terrifying. I mean, that is some impressive punching right there, and it's very impressive the glass isn't breaking, but I'm more worried about her hand. She's basically punching like a rock wall over and over and over again. Yeah, again, very impressive the glass is breaking, but also very impressive this old man managed to, barely even flinch when a blow that strong, struck the thing he's freaking holding. Yeah, do not mess with this old lady. She is terrifying. She can basically read your mind just by looking at you. She also has a lot of experience making medicine, meaning she can also poison you. So, yeah, don't take her off. Seriously. That's it. There's no, formal test. You don't have to answer a bunch of questions. Just show some medicine, and they're like, alright, I guess you're a pharmacist now. There should be more regulation. I know there's a medieval town, but there should definitely be more regulation than that. Oh, that is adorable. Seriously. Oh, I love her family. Oh, yeah, cleaner slime and a scavenger slime. That was his farewell gift to her, which, I mean, does make a certain level of sense. That is what is most precious to him. Alright, time to open up a second shop. Awesome! Alright, that was By the Grace of God, Season 2, Episode 1. Overall, that was a fairly good episode, very slow introduction back to the series, like, these are the characters, this is the story, Ryoma was a 40-year-old dude who reincarnated as an 8-year-old child, blah blah blah. I thought it was a fairly good adaptation of the light novel, though, again, I really can't remember if this scene with Tekun where he drinks with him is this scene or if it's a scene down the road. If it is this scene, that means they cut out a very, very important chunk of the storyline, which honestly would not be too surprising because a whole lot of the God stuff did get cut out of the first season. And, I mean, that could definitely be an issue, though probably not in this season, more like Season 3 or Season 4, which we probably won't get anyway. But, like I said at the start of this video, when the season ends, I'm definitely going to do a rant video about, what comes next. A very big, important story point that we would have actually seen in potential Season 3 or whatever. And honestly, I might make another video about this series next week or two, because there is an element I so want to talk about. It's not a long one. It involves the dragon news in this world. I might just make that a short video. Tomorrow, the day after, we'll see what happens with that. I definitely won't be covering this series, every week, but I'll see what happens with it. If there's one episode that does something particularly interesting, I'll pop in and do another video about it. And just let me know everything down below. What do you think of this first episode? How does it compare to the first season? How does it compare to the manga and light novel? And, until next time, peace!